Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Sika Gold, your virtual sister. Thank you for watching me today. Thank you for tuning in again. If you have not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing, but make sure you click that subscribe button and you give this video a like if you find the information very useful. I just want to remind you today that God loves you, God blesses you. He did not bring you this far to leave you. So this is just a short encouragement. However, let's get into the heart of this video. So I'm going to talk about the most expensive provinces in Canada, and I'm trying to give you my insight of where you should move to as a new immigrant, especially if you are, making a lot of research and making inquiries on where is the best province for me to go. So the first province on our list is Toronto, Ontario. Well, Toronto is the city, Ontario is the province. So Ontario is an interesting province. I visited that place a lot of times. And I find it interesting. Now, Toronto is a city, it's like the main city. It is super duper expensive. Now, it depends on where you live. It depends on where you want to go. So, for example, house rent in Ontario, downtown, can be like $2,000 up. And as a new immigrant, unless you're rich, this is not realistic. It's gonna suck your pocket so dry. You can find houses or apartments for... Then again, all this information is related to your status. It depends on how much you have. It depends on who you're coming with. Because if you're coming as a single person, then you can share your living spaces. If you're coming as a family, you need more. In as much as you could still share at the beginning, but you will need a more private area to live in. You will need a more private area to just live in. In as much as Ontario popped up as the most expensive province in Canada, I want to remind us that Ontario has lots of cities. Yes, lots of them, honey. So there is Oshawa, there is Hamilton, there is those neighboring cities to Toronto. So if you think, or if you do your research and you realize that living in Toronto is expensive, you can actually make inquiries on neighboring cities that are not so very expensive. There's London, Ontario, like there's a lot of cities that I can't give you right now. If not, this video will be so long. But Ontario is the most expensive province in Canada as of 2021. And that's because of Toronto. The marketplace is just booming. Their houses, oh my God, are like $1 million up, you name it. And the first time I went to Toronto, we were driving downtown, and man, that place is crowded. I was telling my husband, I do not want to live here. I like country style. I like quiet. I like peace. I like softness. So Toronto, Ontario is not for me. It is not for me. So let's get to the second most expensive province in Canada. Guess what it is? British Columbia. Now, I don't know why. Maybe before 2021, British Columbia was the most expensive province in Canada. But as of 2021, it's the second most expensive. And that's where I live. I remember when I was making the move here, people were like, why are you moving to BC? It's so expensive. Do not go there. Everything is expensive. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But there is a but. Now, I came as a single lady. I came solo. And my sisters called me cheap. Maybe that's why I survived. But it wasn't expensive for me. Okay. Vancouver is probably expensive too because the houses or the market, the price of the houses here, condos or townhouse, whatever it is up the roof. Now you can find a 2 bedroom for like 600K. Meanwhile, 600K in Winnipeg, honey, I have a mansion. I have a palace. Listen, I don't know what else to call it. I have a whole city. It's That's why Vancouver is so expensive. The land, the cold, it gets cold, but it doesn't the snow doesn't get as bad as other provinces. I don't know how the snow is in Toronto. I don't even know what makes Toronto do that expensive. I didn't do the research in that area, but Vancouver, now there's a lot of film industry going on. There's a lot of real estate. Like, listen, it's a beautiful city. That's why it's called beautiful British Columbia. It is pretty. It is gorgeous. You look at the mountains. You look at the scenery. It is beautiful. I've not seen a province as beautiful as British Columbia, and I have to admit it. So I was telling you my story how I came as solo. I came solo, and I didn't find it too expensive for me. Now, the most expensive for me at the time was gas. Now, coming from Manitoba, gas a liter was probably like $1, even 80. I was actually 89 cents at the time, 89 cents, 80 cents. So I come here, it's like $1.40, and I was working so far that I had to spend like $60 plus on gas every 3 days. Every 3 days, and believe me, I quit that job after a while because, hey, no, I could just work close from home, make the same amount of money, and spend less on gas. And this is what I did. So the prices of rent in British Columbia too is expensive. The price of houses is expensive. Hydro is pretty much the same. Food is a little more. Clothing is the same. For me, this is my opinion. Don't, it's not a research, it's my opinion, having lived there and here, and that's why I can tell. What else? If you have any question, leave it down below if you want to know something else, but that's about it for me. I had my car when I moved, so I didn't have to buy one here. Rent was affordable. I had a 1 bedroom apartment and I was paying $700 a month. And maybe like an extra 50 for hydro and another 50 for internet, something like that. But it wasn't expensive. Then again, I don't go out very much, so I was just work, house, school, church. Work, house, school, church. Work, house, school, church. And maybe that's why I didn't find it expensive, because some people like going out a lot. Some people like partying. Some people drink a lot. I don't drink, so I don't gotta spend on any alcohol. I don't drink, honey. Do you know how much that saves me? I eat though. But even at the time, I was fasting a lot, so I was in the prayer journey. I was putting my life on track. Okay, so the third most expensive province in Canada is I don't know why they start with the city, but it's like Northwest Territories, and that's up north. Yellowknife is expensive. Now I have one friend that lives there, and at the beginning, it was hard for her to find her ground, But once she got a job and got a house, and it depends on your lifestyle. Listen, expensive depends on the kind of person you have. It depends on your status. Yes. $1 can be expensive for me. $2 might be expensive for me. You, 1,000 might be expensive for you. It depends on what you can afford. But as a new immigrant, do your research. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Do your research. If you have family on ground, excuse me, if you have family on ground, it's a little better because you have people who can show you where to do things and tell you their experiences and whatever. But do definitely do your research. Do your research. The fourth most expensive province is Alberta. You know that is where the oil is, the oil of Canada. It's in Alberta. So Alberta, you have Edmonton, you have Calgary, and those are the two major cities that I am aware of. Again, excuse me, there are neighboring cities, all around those places. So even if you are moving to a certain province, it's not by force that you have to be in either Calgary or Edmonton. Though, if you're an African and you're looking for where Africans they, we there everywhere. We be like ants. We are everywhere. So, and then after Alberta, we have Saskatchewan, and the city in Saskatchewan that's a little expensive is Regina. Now again, my love, there are neighboring cities all around those cities that are not that expensive. You'll be surprised that if you live in Regina, for example, and the prices of rent is like 1,300 for a specific spot. If you like go to another city that's around Regina, you might find the same type of setting for about 800, 900. It depends. It also depends on where you find work. As a new immigrant, if you are moving to a certain province, please, it's good if you have a job offer. It's a little hard though, because I know some people want to interview you first, meet you in person before they can secure employment for you. But please make sure you're going hard to find employment, because once you start making some money, then what you would see as expensive won't be that expensive anymore. Okay. Manitoba is not even on the list because Manitoba is not even there. Yeah, it's Alberta, and they say Newfoundland. I took some notes down, that's why I'm reading. Newfoundland and Labrador. I've never heard, I mean, I've heard of the name, I've never been there. I don't know. Anybody there? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But just do your research. I just wanted to share with you, the most expensive provinces in Canada. British Columbia, Toronto, Ontario. Sorry, Toronto is not a province, it's a city. And yeah, so if you have any question, especially living in Vancouver, because this is where I live, this is my sphere, let me know and I will gladly give you the answer. This is Sika Good, your virtual sister. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, God loves you. I love you. You are the best. Ciao.